The Bulls versus the Bears. Get in the game. www.tackletrading.com.
Hello everybody, this is Coach D with TackleTrading.com, here to give you your market update and recap. And looks like we nailed it. If you go check out the stock report this week, you'll get a good idea that we really saw this particular drop back today coming, kind of anticipated it, really played out so far as expected. So let's actually start out with that real quick here. Let me go grab Tackle Trading real quick here, and let's go take a quick look at the stock report. And we'll kind of walk you through some of the picks that we threw out there, and I'll spend a little time later tonight putting together a video about the picks. But here's some of the candidates we threw out there, and the Bear team is really what I'm expecting for the next couple of days. Then I'd be looking for opportunities for the Bull team in the next couple of days after we get a retest or after the retracement. So that's kind of the general idea. Now let's go ahead and take a look at a couple things I want to show you. One, I've hidden some Easter eggs in the stock report, and I'm going to continue to do so in random words where I've hidden URLs, for example, beware the Ides of March over here, and I click on that, it just pops out just a funny little image or something like that. Down here, where it says nailed it, popped on, there's Gordon Gekko for us. So just trying to keep it a little bit more lively, entertaining, and make sure you're paying attention. And it'll be whatever random word I put in there and whatever funny image or content I can come up with for you. And then hopefully you enjoy the picks. You got to go back and look at how well we did on the other picks previously. But let's jump back into the market report here and just kind of say, look, we called it. Market's currently in a retrace. Expect that to last 3 to 5 days tops before we possibly could be off to the races again. This is in the context of where we could see the market go for a bigger drop. If you kind of look at it from a weekly time frame here, and you see where we're setting up the lower low, lower highs, and we've got that known support resistance. So anywhere out in here could be suspect for a bigger correction, and I don't expect the market to really make a major correction until after May. Or so. In the meantime, I'm expecting it to be cautiously bullish. So as you're looking for candidates on the bullish side, sectors on the bullish side, make sure you're looking for a little retest off of a breakout, a stock where you had a breakout. Give it a couple days for a retracement, and then for the bearish trades, don't be greedy on those. Look to take profits quickly, because I'm expecting just a minor drop back here for, again, maybe a couple, 2-3 days before it starts to take off again. We want to make sure that you lock in any gains from the bearish trades, or at a minimum scale out and trail stops. So that'd be a good candidate there. Looks good on the S&P. Really not a lot different when we look at let me go grab the broad market sectors here. We'll go grab a broad market futures. We've got the NASDAQ, which again, let me clean that up. A little bit bigger retracement. It looks like it's coming down in, kind of retracing down below the support zone. It didn't give it a very strong breakout, but look for that one to be the quicker of the bunch to take off. The Dow barely showing that little reversal signal out there. You see just kind of a dark, not even a cloud cover per se, but almost a Harami-like candlestick. The Russell 2000 index, this one not surprised to see give us a little bit bigger drop, because it was poised for that drop in that known support resistance zone, and being a little bit more pronounced in that retracement. And one of the reasons you see quick drops is because it's hitting trailing stops. People are taking profits, and trailing stops will be hit. And so that's what we're seeing there. Dollar index, here's the signal we're looking for. Okay, so I called it. I think we go cautiously bullish on the dollar based off of this being a change in trend direction, where you see a minor motive wave here, corrective wave, support resistance zone. This would be where I'd expect it to reverse and kind of go with the flow of the bigger context. Here's the weekly time frame of that, and just kind of looking at it in here, saying I think that this is in an ascending type trend pattern in there. and that's what we'd expect to see the dollar continue to rise and challenge that $100 price point. So that's what we're looking at on the dollar index. If we look at what happened with gold and silver, here you can see on the weekly chart gold popping up and slowing down into a known support resistance neighborhood, kind of a big price point out there. I'd say really the big price point is 1300, but as you go back into the daily time frame, you can see here, after the big run, you see a smaller run. Look for this to consolidate and give us a correction for the next couple of days, but also any dip back on gold and silver probably be an okay time to try and pick it off. Let's see what we got on silver. Not as big of a move, but it's a little bit in that cup and handle scenario here. Didn't quite find the energy to break out, but look for that to break out. Look for the retracement in here, and it's okay to scale in a little bit as it finds a little support. Scale in early with one contract or two, and then add to it as it breaks up there. Last but not least, let's take a quick look at oil. And crude light is trading in a known support resistance neighborhood, but it's coming off of that reversal pattern, and so what I'd be looking for here is a retracement and possibly a good run, and that should be running from now to May. But with the oil industry as is right now, one of the bigger things we have to be able to account for would be inventories and some of the economic warfare going on between the big players. So watch that, and that would be the thing that would deflate it, is if they increase the production and inventories. But if we see that typical seasonal run, that's what we'd expect. So that's where we're at. And then the VIX real quick. Take a quick look at the VIX. And VIX being a bit, of course, like expected, market runs down, VIX pops up a little bit, but not a major move, and I'd say smaller move up compared to the size of the drop in the market. So the market's not overly nervous. And again, look for that market to find support, the VIX to find resistance in the same kind of ballpark, and for them to reverse. That's where we're at. Coach D, TackleTrading.com.
Get off the sidelines and take control of your financial future at www.tackletrading.com. Get in the game.